All right, guys, so we are actually on our way to meet up with Tony from ZampleBox. Actually turned out to be a pretty nice day today over on the west side of Washington State. Kind of sunny with just a little bit of clouds. But we're probably about 10-15 minutes away. We're gonna meet up with him, take a look at his operation, and then do some lunch. Hey guys, so I made it. I'm over at ZampleBox today with founder and CEO Tony and Jeff, one of his head of research and development over here. And Jeff is actually going to do a build for us quick while we're down here, check out some of his expertise, and then he's going to let me try that and get some great flavor off one of your guys' juices, huh?
Oh yeah.
Why don't we go ahead, I'm going to talk to Tony for a minute, and then we'll see what build Jeff is going to do for us, and then we'll let you go ahead and do that and close in.
Sounds good.
So I just wanted to ask you for a minute. It seems like ZampleBox, all you guys are familiar with it, you've heard about it. In the beginning, the idea of kind of a fruit of the month club for e-juice, you know?
That's right.
I'm just curious, what gave you that idea? What was your inspiration?
Yeah, it's a great question. Really, I think it was a problem that a lot of vapors have, which is that, how do you find that great liquid, especially online? If you don't have an amazing brick and mortar near you, it's very difficult. So for me, I struggled with that problem, and I realized that, there had to be an e-liquid of the month club for vapors. It just had to exist. So I began actually reaching out to a lot of different vendors, and what I found is that, the best companies that were making incredible juice, they really wanted to get their product out to more people, right? And so, I essentially was able to come up with ZampleBox, where, the idea is very simple in that you get to try the best flavors each and every month at a huge discount. So it's about 70% off the retail price. And that actually doesn't even include if you were to have them shipped directly to you, it'd be even a bigger discount. So that's what we do, and that was a bit of the inspiration and why we exist.
Seems like it's kind of a win-win for you and the companies then.
That's right.
Because they get an opportunity to get their product exposed to more people who they wouldn't necessarily, and then you guys get a chance to fill your boxes with good e-juice. Now, how do you find the companies you work with mostly?
Yeah, so what you can't see right now is there's another room with just a ton of samples from different companies, probably too many, honestly. We're bombarded by samples every day. And we go through a set process that we have that evaluates each of the liquids, and we look for the best products.
Well, it's nice to come down and actually see the operation and the setup here. Whenever you're buying stuff online, it's always so anonymous,
Yeah.
So I love being able to come over and actually do, an in-person type of video for you guys to check out who you're ordering from. And I know Jeff down here is an expert himself on flavor testing. You're probably one of the people who helps him pick out the...
Oh yeah, I've got a line of them on the desk.
Yeah, we've been watching him blow huge clouds. If you can see, it's a little bit vapey in this room yet. They're not just sellers, but customers themselves.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody down here is vaping. That's the kind of thing I like about the whole industry. It really does seem like the whole industry has been spurned by vapors wanting things that didn't exist. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. It's a community. I've said this before. I really think that the community that you have within vaping comes from everyone having achieved a massive achievement in their life, which is to quit smoking.
Yeah.
It's like probably the biggest accomplishment you can have in your life, and we all did it together. We understand the troubles. We understand what it's like to start off on a cig-alike and then go to an EVOD and an Ego style device, and then from that, if you'd like, to a mech or a box mod. And so yeah, it's just great to see everyone be on the same page.
So why don't you go ahead then and tell them what you're going to do today?
Hi guys, I think what we're going to do today actually is a dual 30 gauge or a dual 28 gauge just wrap on a T-post atomizer. That way you have your space to build with. And we're going to do it on an IPv2, which is a 50-watt regulated box mod.
All right.
And you can only go so low on an IPv2. And honestly, your best flavor and density production on these is actually going to be sitting at about 0.7 to 1.1 ohms, but we can push the limit on that and go down as well.
Okay, whatever you think's the best vape, though, that's what we should try to get.
We'll shoot for a higher ohmage vape then.
Okay.
And we'll bust out some clouds and some flavor.
We'll be walking that fine line between cloud chasing and flavor chasing.
Absolutely. Alrighty, everybody. So we're sitting here with the ZampleBox box mod. It's a 30-watt DNA 30. And we are using a T-post Raiju dripping atomizer today. We're actually going to be shooting for a middle of the road ohmage build today. So we're going to shoot for about between 1 ohm and 1.5 ohms. We're going to go for that surface area that you really want to shoot for with these box mods. So I've gone ahead and done 8 wraps of 30 gauge wire on a 2mm Allen wrench. Okay, And so I've got one already in here that I'm getting ready to pulse and pinch and get that cinched down. And here's one right here. I'm going to go ahead and actually get these all pinched together for you. And we'll get this on the atomizer, get it pinched and wicked, and yeah, we'll see how it vapes. Space these out because of how wide these are. I'm actually going to go every other hole on these. Actually, screw one in at a time. Test that. Watch it glow. Alright, there we go. Between 2.8 and 3 ohms. And note to self, these DNA 30 boxes are going to be accurate up to 0.3 ohms of resistance, so don't push it too low, because it will still technically fire if you're a little bit under the radar on that. And that is not something that you want to do. Just for the sake of, you know, your longevity of this box mod, don't push it. Looks like it. I'm actually going to pinch these completely together. That way we have more space on our deck for wicking. Leave a little bit of space between these coils so that way you get a little bit more surface area, a little bit more wicking going up between each one of these coil wraps. I've got 8 wraps on this. It's already pulsed and pinched. 8 wraps on this one is sitting at 2.1 ohms on the dot. Back in. See if we can't make this look a bit better, a little bit more even. Make sure that none of your leftover leads from the other side are going to be touching your other coil, simply so you don't risk a short or anything like that. Shorts are never good, and if you're using a regulated or an unregulated device, a short will ultimately destroy your battery, so be careful. Always, always, always take that extra step to double check your work. Clip your leads thoroughly. Never touch the deck though unless you have a ceramic deck, because that will ultimately short everything out as well, which is never good. Go ahead and twist and pull. Boom. Alright, actually, you don't want too much of a wick because you will still get a dry hit, even though you have a fully saturated wick. If you have too much wick for your liquid to come off of. It's like giving a haircut to a chia pet. And make sure that they meet about halfway, because you do want a little bit of wick on both sides. Don't fit too much cotton underneath or inside of your coil, because your cotton is actually going to expand a bit once it soaks up some of that liquid, so save some space for your liquid. Grease these puppies up. Just painting it on. Turn all those bad feelings into birds. Just paint it.
Little Bob Ross for you.
That is what we're sitting at. It's claiming that we are bouncing between 1 and 0.9 ohms of resistance. And, you know, it looks to be heating pretty evenly. Sending out some pop rocks. We'll see how it vapes real quick. Flavor's there. It's not as dense as I would like, but that's what 26 gauge Canthal is for. And here we have the ZampleBox box mod with a 1 ohm build. Perfect for a 30 watt box device.
Alright guys, you saw him build it. Now you're going to watch me vape it in just a minute here. So I want to let Jeff go ahead and tell us what we got. And they're letting me take this home with me. So you guys are going to see me vaping on this thing next week. And this is the ZampleBox mod. It's based on a Hannah type design. You guys will probably see it looks a little familiar. But I have nothing like this, so I'm excited.
Yeah.
So tell me what you got me on top here. What kind of build you did?
The build that we went ahead and did was it's 1 ohm right on the head. So you're going to be able to, at 30 watts, you're going to be pushing about 5.5 volts, which is
nice.
More than enough on a 30 watt box mod. So the RDA, the rebuildable dripping atomizer that you have on the top of that is a Raiju, R-A-I-J-U, by Vapehead Origins. It is a flat deck, so there's no walls for a juice well or anything like that. You just paint on that liquid and just go. It's designed specifically for cloud chasing, honestly. The airflow on it, you have adjustable airflow, so where that brass ring on the top is, if you actually grab those flat areas, you can actually spin it and control your airflow on it. And so yeah, it's a 1 ohm build, dual 8 wrap, and it's just sitting pretty up there, and it's chucking vape.
Nice, and I think you said it was an apple pie juice?
It is, yeah. Victory Liquids apple pie.
All right, well let me go ahead. I'll take a hit off of this thing. So what is it set at right now? Looks like 25?
Yeah.
0.8?
Yeah,
all right.
That's right.
Here we go.
All right.
Oh man.
Wow.
Clouds.
First cloud.
Clouds.
Yeah, not bad. It actually didn't kill me as bad as I was expecting.
Check it out.
My shit never does that. I'm going to be taking this back with me, and they actually sell these, right?
That's
right. You guys have them on the website, so I'll put a link underneath the video where you guys can go check out this, man. It is awesome. I'm glad you guys got a chance to check out the guys down here from ZampleBox. They're familiar with my channel, right?
Oh,
That's right.
Very much so.
Big fans. Big fans.
Awesome. So, all right, guys. Well, I'll see you back at my normal place when I get back home. Otherwise, thanks a lot, you guys. Tony and
Have
Jeff.
a good one.
Absolutely.
All right. See you guys on the next one. Peace.